Oh. I need the switching slides. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to be gathered here today and talk about my experience in the explosive digital asset space. I'm a 13-year-old schoolboy from London, fascinated by the world of cryptocurrencies. Let's start by taking a look at today's agenda. The first 3 topics I want to cover take us to a time when I was not born. This important piece of history forms the genesis of the NFT movement and everything you'll be exposed to over the next few days. In 2008, a revolution was started by a small group of programmers with a keen interest in cryptography, mathematics, politics, and philosophy. They are known as the cypherpunks. Chapters 1 to 3 will focus on the spark that lit the revolution, Bitcoin. Chapter 4 will focus on the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, Ethereum, and the critical role it plays in decentralized finance, known as DeFi, NFTs, and the next iteration of the internet, known as Web3. In Chapter 5 to Chapter 7, we will start digging into the NFT craze. I will also talk about my own collection, Weirdwells. The collection cost me around $300 to build, using open source tools, and has now traded over $5 million. And to finish, I will provide a glimpse into where this is heading. The metaverse is no longer science fiction. It is real, it is happening, and it has forced Mark Zuckerberg to pivot his entire company by rebranding as Meta. Exciting stuff. Bitcoin and the revolution for sound money. On the 31st October 2008, a pseudonymous developer adopting the name Satoshi Nakamoto published the Bitcoin whitepaper. Nakamoto proposed an electronic peer-to-peer currency. This was not the first time electronic cash had been attempted. Nakamoto realized that the failure of previous digital currencies was due to their centralized aspect. This fatal flaw allowed them to be easily attacked by the lawmakers. The small 8-page paper outlined a decentralized monetary network using a distributed ledger known as a blockchain. In its simplest terms, a blockchain is a massive spreadsheet of transactions, operating continuously 24 hours, 365 days, and most importantly, owned by no one. Nakamoto's motivation for developing an electronic currency is clear. He was trying to claw back control from financial institutions and put the power back into the hands of the common man. This was the era of the 2008 financial crisis and the mass bailout of failing banks. The Bitcoin source code confirms this by embedding the following message from the time into its codebase. The Chancellor on the brink of second bailout for banks. The white paper was released on the 31st October. The same day in 1517, the priest and scholar Martin Luther nailed a piece of paper to the doors of the castle church in Wittenberg, Germany, containing the 95 revolutionary opinions that started the Protestant Reformation. Nakamoto was in no doubt. He was starting his own financial reformation. Bitcoin started trading in July 2010 for 8 cents per coin. The current price is around $40,000 per coin. The Bitcoin blockchain has never been hacked or compromised. Why blockchains matter. Without employing a blockchain, Nakamoto's Bitcoin would have never succeeded. Nakamoto correctly identified the two most important attributes for a decentralized currency. Number one, permissionless. Anyone can join the network. It does not matter who you are, what you believe, or the nature of your transaction. From well-known professionals to your local dealer, everyone has the same rights and permissions. Number two, censorship resistant. No activity can be stopped or censored. Transactions are irreversible. Both of these ideas may seem heretical to a financial system rooted in KYC. However, Bitcoin advocates believe financial freedom and the goal to separate money creation from state control is as important and noble as religious freedom and the separation of church and state. Digital and scarce. In addition to introducing the world to blockchains, Nakamoto also introduced a completely novel concept that will play an important role for NFTs. Digital scarcity. Bitcoin was miraculously programmed with a fixed supply and a fixed issuance schedule. Unlike central banks determined to rescue their debt-ridden economies and print as much money as possible, Bitcoin's supply was capped at 21 million. The table on screen compares several properties of Bitcoin against gold and fiat. Let's take a look at a couple. As we can see, although gold is rated as A+ for having an established 5,000-year history, and newcomer Bitcoin as D, it fares poorly in many other areas. For example, portability. The ability to transmit billions of dollars of wealth down a telecommunications line at the speed of light, 24/7. Bitcoin now ranks as A+, and gold with its expensive storage and transportation costs as D. Divisibility. The feature to instantly divide Bitcoin into smaller units and also program digital applications on top of its ecosystem is completely unique and fertile with endless opportunities. Scarcity. Although gold is scarce, Bitcoin is scarcer. Fiat money ranks very poorly here as central bank money printers have completely drained it from any scarce attribute. The chart on screen shows how Bitcoin's issuance schedule changes over time, making it even scarcer. An initial block reward bringing 50 new Bitcoins into existence reduces to 6.25 Bitcoins by 2022. It doesn't stop here. By the year 2140, the final Bitcoin will be incrementally minted over a period of 40 years. This is absolutely mind-blowing. Think about that. 40 years to mint a single Bitcoin. Has the universe ever known a scarcer element? Ethereum, platform for finance, art, and culture. In July 2015, a group of developers led by Vitalik Buterin launched a new blockchain called Ethereum. Ethereum described itself as the world's programmable blockchain. It differentiated itself from Bitcoin by allowing anyone to build their own currencies and tokens. Ether, the currency used on the Ethereum network, can be thought of as digital oil compared to Bitcoin's digital gold. Ethereum allows its platform to be used to program and trade any digital and non-digital asset that has a digital component. For example, the building that we occupy may not be digital, but one day its property deeds could be digital, allowing it to be traded on Ethereum's blockchain. Ethereum is winning the programmable blockchain race for 3 reasons. Number 1, it has the best security guarantees as it is the most decentralized chain alongside Bitcoin. Number 2, it has the largest developer community. And finally, number 3, it has the best liquidity. The largest and most valuable currencies, tokens, and NFTs want to trade on Ethereum. NFT journalist William Pister described Ethereum as a community-run neutral public infrastructure for apps, media, and money. Anatomy of an NFT. NFT stands for non-fungible token. Everyone understands the non in the token, but they struggle with fungible. An item is fungible if it can be replaced by another identical item. For example, money is fungible. If I give you £10 today, next week you can return any £10. It does not have to be that exact £10 note I gave you. Non-fungible items cannot be interchanged. An airline ticket is a real-world example of a non-fungible item. It is very specific. Airline, destination, passenger, date, and time. You cannot use it to travel anywhere in the world. As you look around you, you will notice that the majority of objects in the world are actually non-fungible. The following slide describes the anatomy of a digital NFT. Often, you'll hear skeptics say, "It's just a JPEG." However, an NFT consists of multiple components, including metadata, any multimedia object, a unique token ID address, a contract on a blockchain, and a public transaction history. This allows its ownership to be easily verified and converts it to a tradable asset. The current slide shows where we are in the NFT journey. Currently, NFTs have disrupted the digital art market. However, between now and 2030, NFTs will dominate all markets, with predictions that even democratic procedures like elections will move on-chain. Memes and virality. Let's get into the fun bit and start looking at some pictures. The crypto scene is powered by memes. Initially started to promote Bitcoin, many of the memes began poking fun at central bankers and their crazy money printing schemes. In the current slide, we see two memes. The first is from the Protestant Reformation by Martin Luther, a German peasant flatulating in the direction of the Pope. The second is a crypto meme poking fun at central bankers going insane with their money printing policies. Both pieces of art are launching direct attacks against the sacred symbols of the age. Crypto art has developed its own culture and continues to propagate Nakamoto's revolution. Weird wells in the profile picture mania. On April the 30th, 2021, Bored Ape Yacht Club picked up where legendary collection CryptoPunks left off and released 10,000 unique ape avatar NFTs. With an initial mint price of $200, the most expensive ape sale to date has been $3.4 million. Follow-on collections were launched, including dogs and mutant apes, and most recently, the ApeCoin token. The mutant ape drop raised $96 million in under 60 minutes, giving the Bored Apes team a staggering war chest to expand the brand further. Anyone who minted an ape for around $200 and also collected all the subsequent airdrops would have seen a return on investment of around $500,000 at the low end within 12 months. In my view, the Bored Ape Yacht Club has succeeded for the following 5 reasons. Number 1, the price was reasonable at $200. At the time, some collections were experimenting with exotic pricing structures like bonding curves. However, BAYC decided that they would have a low fixed price for all collectors. Number 2, passing IP rights to holders. The majority of the world's cultural treasures do not pass IP rights to owners. NFTs are unique in this aspect. Number 3, organic community with no paid promotions or celebrity endorsements at launch. Number 4, playful aesthetics and a story that resonated. Crypto OGs getting insanely rich with lots of time on their hands. And finally, number 5, a highly competent team with impeccable execution. The collection was a catalyst for the profile picture craze and prompted me to launch my own collection, Weird Wells, after speaking to some apes on Discord. The collection cost around $300 to build, and is traded around 1,800 ETH in volume, which is approximately over $5 million. In my view, the NFT art market is segregating into three categories. The first is high-end crypto art that people are willing to pay high prices for, but they have low utility. These include pieces like CryptoPunks that outline the crypto renaissance. Buyers are prepared to pay very high prices in order to hold and display this art. Number two, potential billion-dollar brands. Collections like Bored Apes that have the opportunity to become the next Marvel or Star Wars. Finally, number three, programmable art with low value but high utility, aimed at gamers. This includes in-game currencies, skins, and cosmetics. The metaverse. Neil Stephenson coined the term metaverse in his 1992 novel Snow Crash. It referred to a 3D dystopian virtual world inhabited by avatars of real people. It has since been popularized in science fiction, and most fascinatingly, in the Steven Spielberg movie Ready Player One. Lately, the metaverse has been grabbing mainstream attention. Why now? Partly this is due to a convergence of technologies. AI and machine learning, virtual and augmented reality, Internet of Things and robotics, all underpinned by crypto as the payment rails. Tyler Winklevoss of Gemini Exchange commented, "Cryptocurrencies are the native currencies of machines, and there are vastly more machines on Earth than humans." NFTs and expensive ape pictures may seem completely detached from this hyper-intelligent machine-dominated world. However, they are the key to securing this universe. In order to build the metaverse, a key infrastructure component is a registry of objects, a truth machine that protects our digital property rights. Gamers understand this better than anyone. Let's say I'm playing Fortnite. I spend a considerable sum of money acquiring some digital assets, V-Bucks, skins, cosmetics, weapons. As soon as I lose interest in the game, I lose all my property. I cannot just disengage from the platform and take my assets with me. NFTs fix this by creating a decentralized layer that allows anyone to disengage freely from any digital service and take my property with me. Just like in the real world, we now have true digital property rights. Scale this out to every type of digital service and asset, and you can imagine the enormous size of the opportunity. It's a mistake to think of the metaverse as just another platform. Investor and trader Raoul Pal described the size of the economic opportunity similar to the discovery of a continent, this time in cyberspace. Perhaps the largest economic landscape humans have ever discovered. Tim Sweeney, CEO of Epic Games, described the importance of the metaverse as follows. "This metaverse is going to be far more pervasive and powerful than anything else. If one central company gains control of this, they will become more powerful than any government and be a god on Earth." Frightening but exciting at the same time. So, how do we prevent such a dystopian future which my generation will inherit? The solution is to go back to 2008 and pick up the white paper Satoshi Nakamoto left with us when he directed the world towards a more decentralized future. Thank you for listening to my talk.